Hidden beneath the waves lies a world we are never meant to witness. A world where light fades away, pressure crushes everything, and life takes on forms that should not exist. We have set foot on the moon and mapped distant galaxies billions of light years away. Yet the ocean of which we've explored less than 1/5 remains largely unknown. And we know more about the surface of the moon than what is happening just a few thousand feet below sea level. Would you dare descend into this abyss? Join us as we uncover why the deeper the ocean goes, the more terrifying its creatures become. At the ocean's surface, sunlight is abundant, driving photosynthesis and sustaining billions of plankton. Small fish feed on plankton, larger fish feed on smaller fish, and the entire ecosystem, from vibrant coral reefs to massive whales, depends on this source of energy. But descend just below about 650 feet, and we cross the boundary into the twilight zone, stretching down to nearly 0.6 miles beneath the surface. Here, sunlight grows faint and eventually disappears entirely. There is no photosynthesis, no green plants thriving in the darkness. Instead, there is marine snow, tiny fragments of dead matter, and waste drifting down from the surface above. This is life here, the only source of food for the creatures that inhabit this realm. And it is this scarcity that has forced them to evolve in the strangest and most unsettling ways. Many species here are transparent, their bodies like glass. The glass squid drifts through the water like a ghost made of crystal, its body almost completely invisible. Except for its cloudy eyes and diamond-shaped digestive gland. To hide these remaining visible parts, it uses light-producing organs beneath its eyes, emitting a glow that precisely mimics the faint sunlight filtering down from above. Why so many species have evolved transparency in this zone remains a mystery. It may be a way to blend into the dim light, or a strategy to conserve precious energy. But not every species chooses to disappear completely. Some take the opposite path. Instead of hiding in the darkness, they produce their own light to survive in this realm of bioluminescence. Some turn glowing spots into lures to attract prey. Others search for mates in the deep ocean, where the chance of an encounter is almost non-existent. And sometimes, that very light becomes a form of invisibility, allowing them to blend perfectly with the faint glow filtering down from the surface above. The firefly squid uses counter-illumination, emitting light from its underside to match the dim light from above, erasing its silhouette from the view of predators below. But another species completely overturns this rule. The bloody bellycomb jelly turns red, a color that becomes invisible in the deep darkness, into a cloak that hides a deadly secret. In these depths, red light vanishes. But the true function lies within. When it consumes bioluminescent prey, their light continues to glow inside its stomach, creating a signal easily detected by predators. Its vivid red belly acts as a perfect shield, absorbing and completely concealing that light. Yet the Twilight Zone holds a far greater secret than the individual camouflage strategies of its inhabitants. Each night, a spectacular phenomenon quietly unfolds. Billions of creatures, ranging from lanternfish and squid to jellyfish and shrimp, migrate upward toward the surface to feed on plankton. At dawn, they sink back into the deep darkness to hide from predators. This is the largest synchronized migration on Earth, surpassing any migration of land mammals or flocks of birds we know. During World War II, naval crews even detected a dense false seafloor on sonar, one that rose each night and sank again every morning. But these games of light are only the beginning, marking the point where familiar biological rules start to bend in ways that seem almost impossible. Deeper still, beyond about 0.6 miles, lies a realm of permanent darkness stretching down to nearly 2.5 miles. Temperatures remain stable, hovering just above freezing. Here, it is not only the crushing pressure, hundreds of times greater than at the surface, but also near total isolation. Life is so sparsely distributed that the chance of encountering a mate is almost non-existent, forcing species to evolve the most extreme survival strategies imaginable. In absolute darkness, some species have evolved to use something most other creatures cannot see. The dragonfish carries a secret red headlamp, one that only it can perceive. It produces red bioluminescent light, functioning like a modern military night vision system, illuminating prey without being detected. Only its eyes have evolved to see this invisible light. The dragonfish uses light to kill, but the anglerfish deceives life itself, turning love into a permanent fusion. The female dangles a glowing lure in front of her mouth like a deadly fishing hook, drawing victims straight into needle-sharp teeth. Yet the greatest mystery lies in reproduction. The male is born tiny and fragile, with an almost non-existent digestive system. Its eyes are unnaturally large, evolved for a single purpose: to locate the female's glowing lure in the endless darkness. When it finally finds her, it lunges forward and clamps onto her body with specialized jaws. Then a bizarre process of fusion begins. The male's skin and blood vessels merge with the female's. Its internal organs gradually wither away. The entire body dissolves until only a small sac of sperm remains, permanently attached to the female, sustained entirely by her bloodstream. This is evolution's most extreme form of romance, where two individuals become one, ensuring the species does not vanish into infinity. The anglerfish has pushed the limits of adaptation to the extreme. But not every species here chooses active hunting or such bodily sacrifice. Many other inhabitants shift toward more passive strategies. They minimize movement, spread their bodies to expand their sensory range, or drift motionless while waiting for rare food to pass by. All of this serves a single purpose, conserving as much energy as possible in an environment low in oxygen and scarce in nutrients. The bigfin squid is a perfect example of this transformation. Instead of chasing prey, it hovers almost completely still, like an alien presence in the darkness. With arms reaching up to about 26 feet long, bent like human elbows, they spread outward into the void, forming a massive living net. This allows the squid to increase its chances of contacting small prey or drifting organic debris without spending energy on movement. A refined waiting strategy that turns the body itself into a silent trap. Descending even deeper, we reach the abyssal plains, which cover more than half of the planet's surface. Here, there are no vibrant coral reefs, no giant kelp forests, and no towering undersea mountains. Only a vast, barren expanse where temperatures remain stable at around 39 degrees, my heron friars. It is this harsh environment that has driven the phenomenon of gigantism, a mystery scientists still debate. Why is it that in places where food is scarcest, creatures grow to their largest sizes? Massive bodies allow them to store energy reserves, enabling survival through prolonged periods of starvation that can last for decades. A clever strategy for enduring extreme scarcity. Here, giant isopods can grow to the size of a dog, while amphipods can reach the length of a human hand. Even the giant squid, one of the largest invertebrates on the planet, is believed to inhabit these depths. Scientists refer to this phenomenon as deep-sea gigantism, yet the exact reason it occurs remains a mystery. Some hypotheses suggest that larger size helps store energy reserves. Others argue it provides a defensive advantage against predators, or is linked to cold temperatures and oxygen levels. The truth is, we still don't know for certain. But even the most terrifying adaptations of the abyssal zone are not the end. We descend all the way to the bottom, crossing beyond about 3.7 miles into the Huddle Zone, where trenches carve deep into Earth's crust, like the Mariana Trench. To grasp the sheer horror of this depth, if Mount Everest were placed inside the Mariana Trench, the tallest mountain on Earth would still be buried beneath more than 1.2 miles of water. Temperatures here hover near freezing. Food is even scarcer, oxygen is nearly depleted, and absolute darkness reigns, without a single ray of light able to penetrate. Yet life still endures, and the snailfish is the most astonishing proof of all. With a soft gelatin-like body, nearly transparent and lacking rigid bones, it does not resist the crushing pressure but becomes one with it. Specialized protein molecules keep their structure stable under immense force, while flexible cell membranes compress without breaking, turning fragility itself into a weapon for survival. The snailfish is the deepest living fish ever recorded, conquering depths where even the most advanced human submersibles must proceed with caution and rarely dare to descend. But the snailfish is not the only resident. At the bottom of these immense trenches, thousands of small shrimp-like crustaceans gather in dense swarms, forming one of the most crowded animal communities in the harshest environment on Earth. Amphipods, the tireless scavengers of the abyss, are unknowingly consuming our plastic. In the most remote and darkest places on the planet, where humans have never set foot, our waste has already left its mark. There is no place left untouched by the impact of humanity. And at hydrothermal vents, superheated water, reaching nearly 750 degrees, erupts from the seafloor, black and dense like smoke rising from the Earth's depths. This is a place where life does not depend on the sun. It proves that light is not a requirement for life, but merely one option. If life can arise from toxic chemicals at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, then why couldn't it exist beneath the thick ice of Jupiter's moon Europa? As pollution continues to spread, we must act, protecting these worlds before it is too late. From giants drifting through the darkness to creatures willing to dissolve their own bodies for survival, the deep sea proves one thing above all else. Life will always find a way, even in the harshest places imaginable. Why can some fish live for centuries? Why do brilliant bands of light glow in the depths where no eyes are meant to see? With more than 80% of the ocean still shrouded in darkness, it is not just a vast body of water, it is a museum of the impossible. A place terrifying enough to challenge our courage, yet precious enough to be protected at all costs. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss our next journey into the heart of the planet.